Bones of the leg are, what is it? Tibia and fibula. Tibia and fibula. That is these two left bones, and I hope that this one, they are right bones. This way. That is correct position. Both of them are long tubular bones, and tibia, proximal epiphysis of tibia consists of two condyles, condylus medialis and condylus lateralis. Space between them, that is eminence, eminentia intercondylaris. In front from this eminence, we have area intercondylaris anterior and area intercondylaris posterior. And superior articular surface, facies articularis superior. Here it is tuberositas tibia, that is apophysis, it has additional point of ossification. Diaphysis has triangular shape, and anterior sharp border subdivides a medial and lateral surface, and here it is posterior surface. This border is margo interossa. Distal end has incisura fibularis, fibular notch. Inferior articular surface, facies articularis inferior. Here it is malleolus medialis, and articular surface of malleolus, facies articularis malleoli medialis. That is right bone, because tuberositas looks forward and malleolus medialis should be medially. That is right. If I take in my left hand, what happened? Malleolus is lateral, it should be medially. If I change now, it is medially, but tuberositas is looking backwards. Should be forward. That is right tibia, and here it is left. Next, fibula. Greek name of fibula, perone, os perone. That is, you need to know Greek names the same, fibula and perone. Proximal diaphysis has head of fibula, caput fibula with apex capitis fibula, diaphysis, and malleolus lateralis. Malleolus lateralis has articular surface, facies articularis malleoli lateralis, and fossa malleolaris. This fossa malleolaris should be posteriorly, look here, that is correct position. Now fossa malleolaris posteriorly, and this surface looks medially. That is right fibula, and here it is left. Facies articularis malleoli looks medially, and fossa malleolaris posteriorly. Left and right fibula. Foot in Latin, that is pes. It consists of tarsus, metatarsus, and phalanges digitorum pedis. This phalanx is proximal, here it is middle and distal.
So phalanges digitorum?
Pedis, of the pes, pedis. Bones of tarsus, the same like bones of carpus, makes two rows, proximal and distal row. Do you remember how many bones in proximal and in distal? Four in proximal and four in distal. Here it is two bones in proximal row and 5 bones in distal row. In proximal row, talus and calcaneus. In distal, navicular bone, cuboid bone, and three cuneiform bones, os cuneiforme mediale, intermedia, and laterale. These two bones, talus and calcaneus, necessary to identify is it right or left. That is talus. It is right bone. It consists of head, caput tali, body, corpus tali, and corpus tali has two processes, processus lateralis and processus posterior. upper part of the body has trochlea tali. Here it is superior articular surface, facies articularis superior. Here it is facies malleolaris medialis and facies malleolaris lateralis. Between head and body we have neck, column tali. Inferiorly, that is inferior articular surface, it subdivides into three facets, and here it is we can see groove, sulcus tali. It is right bone because head of the talus looks forward, and lateral processus lateralis should be laterally. That is right talus. It is not necessary, but I only recommend you to prepare name of this groove. It has name sulcus tendinis musculus flexoris hallucis longus.
Can you repeat it?
Yes. It is groove of the tendon, sulcus tendinis, of which muscle? Musculus, that is a muscle. Flexoris, flexion, flexoris. Hallux, that is big toe on the foot. Hallucis longus. Sulcus tendinis, musculi, flexoris, hallucis longi. Yes, you will shock your parents. That is talus. Next, calcaneus bone. Calcaneus bone consists of tuber calcaneae, here it is, and this tuber subdivides into two processes. This bigger process, it is processus medialis, and lesser process, processus lateralis. That is superior articular surface subdivides into facets with groove, sulcus calcaneae, and this structure, that is support of talus, sustentaculum tali, because talus is over of this bone, that is sustentaculum tali. Here it is support of talus, support. And facies articularis cuboidea, because cuboid bone in front from calcaneus bone. It is right bone because sustentaculum tali looks medially and tuber calcaneae backward, posteriorly. On the whole foot, when sulcus tali joined with sulcus calcaneae, these two grooves, sulcus tali attached to sulcus calcaneae, and together space between these two bones has name sinus tarsi, that is sinus of tarsus, sinus tarsi. You can see that both of them are right. That is right, and here it is the same right bone. It is navicular bone, os naviculare. It looks like scaphoid bone on the hand. It's the same. It's like spoon with tubical tuberculum, that is tuberositas ossis navicularis. That is navicular bone. Cuboid bone, os cuboidum. It has groove and tuberositas cuboidea. And name of this groove you need to prepare, that is sulcus tendinis musculi peroneae longi. Long peroneal muscle pass through this groove. Sulcus tendinis musculi peroneae longi. And three cuneiform bones, os cuneiforme mediale, laterale, and intermedia. Largest bone, that is medial, smallest, that is os cuneiforme intermedia, and middle size, that is os cuneiforme laterale. Okay, that is largest, os cuneiforme mediale, smallest, that is os cuneiforme intermedia, and that is os cuneiforme laterale. Middle, lateral, and intermedial bone. Bones of metatarsus, the same like metacarpal bones, they are short tubular monoepiphyseal bones with one true epiphysis, and it consists of base and head, and base of the first and fifth metatarsal bone has tuberositas. Here it is tuberositas of the fifth, and here it is tuberositas of the first metatarsal bone. Phalanges, the same like phalanges on the hand, consist of proximal, medial, and distal. Distal phalanx has tuberositas phalanges distalis. Sometimes little toe has two phalanges, proximal and distal, in case if middle and distal phalanx fuse together. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes these two phalanges fuse together, and in this case we have only proximal and distal phalanx in fifth toe, and two phalanges in first toe, proximal and distal.
So do we need to identify whether this is, medial,
Oh,
lateral or
first
medial?
toe, that is medial side, and little toe, that is lateral side.
When it is given separately, somewhat like this.
No, that is it is these bones. You will not identify what are they. Well, that is all. Any questions? No. Well, that is all.